What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here with the quartering and a bit of comic news. That's right, Harley Quinn. The new Harley Quinn cartoon is out, and apparently it's woke. That's right. Now, if you look at the rest of the Marvel Comics cinematic, the Marvel comic world, and the Marvel cinematic universe, both have definitely leaned into a progressive slant, which isn't always bad. It's most of the time it's something that's good. It's oftentimes the way the media portrays things about, like, totally roasting the chuds or the fanboys, or it's the hero we need. This type of advertising is inorganic. It's off-putting. It pits fandoms against each other instead of bringing people together. It tells people that you're on one of two sides. You're either in 100% support of it, or you're no better than one of the comic villains. Now, the relationship between Harley Quinn, Batman, and Joker is a complex one. It's one that we've seen throughout the many years in the comic books as well as in the movie. And the new cartoon will apparently tackle the toxic relationship between Harley Quinn and Joker. As you can see, the reply, of course, is, how about no? I mean, of course, nobody cares about this, but the question really is, as people, the biggest criticism around the She-Ra cartoon, when I criticized the She-Ra adaptation for Netflix, was that the cartoon wasn't for me, and that, therefore my opinion wasn't valid. The Harley Quinn series, voiced by Kaley Cuoco from Big Bang Theory and the travel website commercials, apparently, obviously, it's probably not for me. But of course, we look at how the media is spinning it, and it's hilarious. And it's just another, kind of shred. You just erode a little bit more of the fandom because a lot of the ways that these articles are worded. And we'll see this one, for example, on GameSpot, of course, a site you would expect to cover games, but no, it covers DC Universe. Not like the wonderful website, by the way, Exclusively Games, which is a website where you'll find exclusively games coverage. We have a very important fundraiser going right now. We're accepting donations and selling t-shirts. The website is 100% nonprofit. I accept $0 from it. All of the funding goes towards covering the cost of videos, paying our writers, paying our editor, and paying our news desk. The site is ad-free, completely apolitical, and completely funded by all of you. Now, there's a few days left on this, but I would really like to crush this first level of funding, so maybe we can all start discussing some stretch goals for the rest of the year. We only do this twice a year, so I'm going to leave a link in the description below. If nothing else, check out the website. You don't have to pay to use it. It's free for all of you. Maybe check it out, see if it's something you want to support before backing it, and join the Discord, join the forums, have fun with it. I continue. So we're on GameSpot talking about the DC Universe's Harley Quinn cartoon, all right? This is something we felt needed to be addressed in the show. Okay, as long as the character Harley Quinn has been around, there's been a discussion among Batman fans about her relationship with Joker. Really? It seems dysfunctional, but that's kind of their thing, as far as I understand it. I don't think either one of them are exactly stable people, which is incredibly suboptimal, I'll say. It was revealed in the 1994 comic, The Batman Adventures, Mad Love, that Harley Quinn was a former psychiatrist that fell in love with the clown prince of crime, Joker, even though he regularly insulted and demeaned her and held very little regard for her life. Now, this is probably true of how the Joker in the DC Comics world feels about anybody. But with Comic-Con just wrapping up, it's interesting to look at some of the latest comic news. With that aspect of Harley's history, which was largely ignored in 2016's Squad movie, which saw Margaret Robbie lay the character. GameSpot? You mean play the character? Come on! Exclusively Games has an editor. Don't you have an editor? However, the upcoming DC Universe Harley Quinn animated series, which Kaley Cuoco voices the character, won't be shying away from it. Speaking at the TCA press tour, executive producer Justin Halpern explained, that is something we felt we needed to address in the show, because comic book fans are always looking to be told what's right and what's wrong, and to correct everything that may be wrong. Now, part of the attraction, I think, to the Harley Quinn-Joker relationship is the fact that it's dysfunctional. Same with Harley Quinn, and same with Joker. These are wild card people. These are, loose cannons. That's what makes their characters interesting. If you wanted somebody straight-laced and boring, it would be Superman or Batman, Instead, Harley Quinn will deal with the horrible nature of the relationship as Harley Quinn removes herself from it in a bid to strike out on her own. It's explored in the first episode of the series, which was screened at San Diego Comic-Con, but the aftermath of the breakup will seemingly reverberate through the future episodes of the series. The idea was that we've all been in relationships with someone we felt maybe wasn't right for us, all the way to someone who was toxic for us. Halpern continued. How you extricate yourself from that is really what this is about. How do you get out of that kind of relationship and figure out, what am I going to do now? How am I going to get out of it? Who doesn't want... Sign me up. Is this on some sort of pay per, do I have to pay for Disney to get this? I am very interested in the intricacies of the dating life of Harley Quinn and the Joker. This is something that everybody has been clamoring for, obviously. So who will Harley lean on once Joker's out of the picture, or rather is kind of an enemy as she fights for control of Gotham City's criminal underworld? It's Poison Ivy that becomes the character's closest ally and friend, taking a page from the comics. It should also be noted that Harley Quinn is a very rough character, and the animated series is not made for kids. So while it is likely isn't the right animated series for kids, it's refreshing to see the show deal with an incredibly problematic relationship between Joker and Harley Quinn, rather than treating it as a in-universe status quo. Harley Quinn will premiere later this year on the DC Universe streaming service. Oh my goodness. Yes. That answers my question. I can give extra money now. See, the idea that, I don't know if this is just like a millennial thing. I mean, I'm a millennial technically. I don't understand what it is about these characters or these writers that feel like everything needs to be fixed. The most interesting characters for me are the ones that are broken. The ones that have a screw loose. That's why Joker's interesting. That's what makes Harley Quinn interesting outside of her beauty. Obviously, if you're thinking of Margot Robbie, yikes, yow, But obviously, I would never want to objectify her in that manner. That would just not be progressive. But it's weird that we can't show people, especially since you've now admitted that this cartoon isn't even targeted for like the YA audience. It's targeted for apparently adults. So why can't they see dysfunction in all of its glory? You can see that because never mind that Harley is just as much out there as Joker. It's her love life that's problematic. Give me a break. Right. Maybe it's Joker that we should be looking at as the one who is, the one that has to recover from all of this. Maybe it's he that is the one that has been suffering under the thumb of Harley Quinn in the DC universe. DC's animated series Harley Quinn will show a different side to some of DC's costumes, characters, as well as Gotham City itself. We have our own rules to the show, executive producer Patrick Schumacher said Tuesday at day one of the TCA press tour. From the get-go, the pitch was the show is from Harley's perspective. Well, it is Harley Quinn. So on one hand, Gotham is going to be a lot brighter and more technicolor because it's through her eyes. Also, the way that we have to portray the heroes who are usually lionized in the films, we can have fun with them. Like Batman is a real buzzkill, and Superman tells dad jokes. Schumacher was joined on the DC Universe panel by executive producer Kaley Cuoco, who not only voices the title role, Lake Bell, Poison Ivy, Alan Tudyk does Joker and Clayface. They go on to say the series launches with Harley realizing how severely toxic a relationship is between her and Batman baddie Joker. The idea is that we've all been in relationships. I mean, who wants to watch this show? I suppose it's for maybe Their target audience is, I guess, bitter single women. I don't understand. But this is why all of these shows are a joke. I can't imagine anyone lining up to pay to watch Days of Our Lives Gotham Edition. It's so weird to me. In her journey to become queen, she will take on other people in the city because, unlike most of the DC antagonists, Harley comes with a moral compass. Well, thank goodness. The nice thing is that most of the time she's going against villains who are worse than her, so you root for her in that way. She's bad, but those who are ended in her hands deserve it. She fights Robin in the show, but she's never going to end Robin. On whether or not there are plans to cross over with other animated series in the DC universe, nothing is planned, but producers are open to the idea. The thing with DC is they're so bizarre. Like, you want there to be good DC movies, and you could point to films like Aquaman, which did exceedingly good in the box office. Wonder Woman did very good, but the Squad movies did not do good. And many of the films out of the DC universe have done absolutely awful at the box office. So, there's so many great characters in the DC universe, particularly Batman. I'm still annoyed that we went straight from a great Batman run to like Batman in every other movie. Batman's strong enough to stand on his own. And where are my Superman movies? How come we're not getting I think I know why we're not getting Superman movies, but I don't want to go down that road. I mean, I think you all know why we're not getting great Superman movies, because, Superman is probably, I guess, not a great role model for people. I'm not sure. But, Superman is probably my all-time favorite. Maybe Wolverine's up there and Gambit, crossing over into the X-Men and stuff like that. But I do have high hopes for the DC universe. I think the next Wonder Woman movie, Wonder Woman 1984 or something like that, something like that. That looks like it'll be pretty good. And, Aquaman doing okay. I just want them to... How did this turn into a Superman rant? Just can we get a good Superman movie, please? I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this trash. No, you're not. If you're watching this movie, you're not watching this. You're watching this video. You're not watching this either. How about thumbs up this video for a good Superman movie? Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.